Hi, thank you so much for having me. So a quick little background. So I was a pioneer, started way back when I think I was 14, and I followed Morgan Franklin Fellowship all the way through and still work here and there with them. If you take the course, you might see my face in a couple of the videos. And so I ended up, after 5 years of being a pioneer, doing an internship and apprenticeship with Morgan Franklin, learning from both Judy and Peter about all different types of things. And it's translated to future knowledge as well as amazing opportunities that I've been able to take. So outside of MFF, I'm currently a student at Quinnipiac University. I graduated this past May with a bachelor's in health science studies on a pre-med track. And I'm now a master's of business administration graduate student. And so then aside from that, work-wise, this past summer, I took on an internship with AFLAC as a sales associate or benefits advisor, and I've actually continued to work with them into the fall. And then I have my own small business where I resell and upcycle thrifted clothing to spread some secondhand love. So I wanted to briefly talk about kind of how Morgan Franklin Fellowship has translated through all of that, and then talk about some of the opportunities that I was presented with as well. So kind of some of the major things that I learned, every aspect of my education and my work life, my school life, all of that, something has followed me along with from Morgan Franklin. In terms of, being a student here, especially my grad year, I'm now a business student. And so I'm learning about amortization and cash flows and stocks and everything, which they're all things that I have personal experience in, that a lot of my peers and my students sitting around me have no idea really what's going on, or they can learn the material, but they don't know how to put it, into real life experience, whereas I do. And then with AFLAC this past summer, I learned about, increasing my net income, or I learned from MFF about increasing my net income, and I was able to do so this past summer at a rate that before that, when I was working smaller jobs here and there, I wasn't. And so I was able to set aside money to invest because I know the importance of investing. And I learned about passive income, which is why when I learned about vesting and owning my accounts after a certain amount of years with AFLAC, I was really intrigued, because who doesn't want passive income? And then on top of that, my small business, I learned how to set up a whole spreadsheet where I have my costs and my revenue and calculate my profit and figure out how to handle that money and set aside savings or anything for myself and then for the business as well. So that's kind of how the knowledge has translated with me. And I also want to talk about the experiences. Or the opportunities, excuse me, and experiences. But aside from that, I learned how to open my own LLC, which I own, Demirjian Enterprises. And then a couple years later, I was given the opportunity to be a part of MLP 2019 bonus group, and then to open my own LLC, DEPLS Investment Group, which is how I manage a real estate investment of $100,000 down in North Carolina. And I'm incredibly thankful. I've learned so much about behind the scenes real estate investing, because it was more stock investments beforehand, and owning an LLC, managing, a group of investors and everything that goes into it. And so, yeah, thank you.